Not the flower.
We don't want you. We don't want you going there.
Or fudge.
Save the harsh stuff for off camera, bud.
Fudge is my favorite one.
Not the flowers. Not the flores.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be a challenge. It's definitely gonna be a challenge to not curse.
Somos los hijos de Jesucristo ahora. Estamos aquí diciéndole a todos que vayan a la iglesia.
They have Spanish people that are on there that are checking it, bro. They can transcribe.
He wasn't cursing
at all.
No, I didn't hear a curse. I know
all I was saying is like that we're kids in church.
Man,
we're telling everybody to go to church, get baptized. You know what I'm saying? Do your things right.
I know that it's not an issue that we have to worry about right away, but it is an issue that we should consider for future references.
Especially when the boss goes, "What the fudge is going on?"
Yeah. What the Nutella?
Listen. We're a minute into the video. I think we're safe. I think Macky's safe from the YouTube police.
Before I start, I did want to say for the next 3 weeks, I'm gonna be out of town.
Of course.
I will be.
I'm going.
That mega money.
Cali. I'm going.
Back to Cali. I'm gonna be next week. I'll be in Hershey Park, PA, and then the following week I'll be in Wisconsin.
That's trash too. You just going to trash places.
No, for sure, bro. It's gonna be cold.
Garbage.
All over the place in the mansion.
Who wants to go to Wisconsin? Who wants to go to Wisconsin? The people in Wisconsin don't want to be in Wisconsin, bro.
For sure.
The real estate's probably real cheap in that state. Chill.
No, yeah. It's up and coming. They hate people coming over now.
Yeah.
So
I'll be real estate. So I'll be in both of these places, but I should be here because Monday is travel day. We don't really do too much on Mondays. So I should be here and ready to pod. But if I'm not, these lovely gentlemen, my brothers, will definitely pod for you. So with that being said, you already know what time it is.
I'll do the intro.
Better lower them volumes, folks. It's going to get extra loud.
I can't do the intro. It's always going to be Crispin that's going to do the intro. You feel me? But you already know what time it is. What the fuck is going on? What the hell?
What? All them drops dropped. Yusuke came to check on you. He was like, "What the hell is happening?
What the hell is going? What the fuck is going on, people?"
Yo, Macky, you got a better job.
Huh?
You got a better job. You need yourself. What's it called? That little, the Elgato. What's it called?
The drum pad.
Oh yeah. We invested in that. You feel me? We invested in that. Exactly what you're talking about. I have one, but I don't know where it's at. We're investing in that. But like I just said, what the fuck is going on? It's your boy Macky OMO. I'm here with my good brothers. We got El Hokage, Mr. Crispin, aka
I got my son up here. This is my son. See my son right here? It's my son right there.
That's a bad son to have. We also got the Razor Sharp Assassin
Crazy.
with the Shawny B.
I'm and now out.
Badman forward, Badman pull up. Badman forward, Badman pull up. Badman forward, Badman pull up. Badman Shawny tank top, happy in the building.
Bomb clot, nigga.
Whoa. Welcome to episode.
So much for the preview.
Welcome to episode 73 of the Paradise Podcast. Hope y'all doing well. I ain't hear my bombs before.
You heard everything else.
You beat me out. You can just beat me out.
So hope everybody's doing well. Hope everybody's living life, and then
we hope you're doing well.
Word.
Yeah, I'm doing all right, man. I'm chilling, man. It was my 31st birthday.
Oh, that's
yeah, you old as shit.
Round of applause.
That's my 31st birthday. Shawny acting like he's not older than me. Talking, he's already 31, bitch ass nigga.
You ordered?
I don't. I consider myself to be 28.
Yo, John, how old are you, John?
I consider myself to be 28. He says.
John, how old are you?
I'm 30 now. I'll be 31.
They're all
me and John are the young boys.
1991. I guess. So yes, your boy is 31. Had a great birthday, got drunk as hell, and then had some other fun, which I will not speak about because YouTube would not allow me to talk about what I did.
You'll be fine. Don't worry.
With that being said, we can move forward to the topic for today. I'm gonna pass it to our good brother Johnny B. He's gonna take it.
You gonna pass to the Casper?
Experience to Casper.
I was doing my Casper impression. I was the friendly ghost.
Oh my god!
Oh Jesus!
Unfriendly yourself, nigga.
Suck all the fun out of being
Casper. He said turn into a hollow, bro.
Who ruins Casper?
Speaking of hollows, I was watching Bleach.
Right there, hollow mask Ichigo.
Mm-hmm. That's what you're turning into right now.
Right there.
White ass face.
Sonny tried to tell me off.
Bleach.
Hold on. Speak. Thank you for reminding me.
We're not going to argue about Bleach.
We're not, but I'm going to say this. He can't say anything about Bleach because he skipped a whole arc and wasn't even filler.
But I know what happened.
Don't matter.
At least I was
about to say I'm like
yes. That's the best right there. I actually convinced a coworker of mine to start it, and he's enjoying it so far. Yeah. But I give Matt credit for at least doing his research and finding out what happened in the arc he refuses to watch.
Which arc is that?
The Fullbring arc, which was the last arc. It was the last arc that they animated.
I didn't see that one either. I got to the one before that, and then I was like, it's done. I'm not watching it.
I mean, the Bleach anime has a lot of filler. There are seasons that you can skip because they were there to allow the manga time to,
I get it. But fuck that.
So today's topic, I have probably a different opinion on than everyone here. I'm assuming, but I am curious and a little frustrated by trends that I'm noticing in video games, and one of those trends being how most games are transitioning into being open world experiences. Now, I know the laundry list of reasons that we're more than likely going to get into in a few minutes as to why people enjoy open world experiences. But I feel like there's an open world overload right now. And it's not my preferred genre of choice. Like, I don't get too excited when I learn that a game is open world. And that's mainly because being the old fart that I am, I don't necessarily have as much time as I'd like to play a game that may take 40, 50, 60, 70, maybe 100 plus hours to complete. And because I can't really commit to them, I feel like they're not experiences that I enjoy. Here we go. Look. He's bringing the shades out. Crispin's got the those are the coolest blue light filters I've ever seen. That's really nice. That's really nice. So do you guys agree or disagree with me that we're seeing a lot of open world games? Can you give me your opinions on that genre? Are you guys liking that style? Do you prefer more games go in this direction, less games? How do you guys feel about open world as a genre?
Pick somebody.
Yeah. Anybody, whoever wants to chime in first.
I'll take it. Yeah.
What's up, Shawny?
So for me, I feel like open world games work when it makes sense for them to work. So one very popular one now is Elden Ring. I think the fact that Elden Ring took the Souls formula and put it in open world, and that's what sold it. You have the creators hailing from Square Enix for the story and everything and whatnot, and
they hired George R.R. Martin too, right?
Yeah,
he wrote like the lore.
Exactly. So when you really look at it, that makes sense to that game. You know, you took a formula that's a Souls-like game, you put it into an open world environment, you put an amazing story behind it, and it just made sense and it worked. Um, and I think that's the perfect example of it working when it's done right, because Souls games has a very specific crowd. Like if you aren't the type of person that's willing to take your time and learn how to play the game and fight and try to basically essentially beat these very difficult bosses and whatnot, then a Souls game isn't for you. My brother is the most impatient gamer that I know, and even he was saying, "Yo, you need to get Elden Ring." Like, and I'm not I don't like Souls games. Like, I like to enjoy my games. Souls games are like you have to really dedicate yourself, especially if you want to beat a boss. It punishes you, but it's the reward that matters. And at the end of the day, it's like
finally overcoming the boss that killed you 100 times. Yeah,
exactly.
I mean,
so
I don't get satisfaction from that.
I don't either, which is why I don't play it. But everybody else I've seen, like I watched somebody play Elden Ring, like it looks dope, but I just don't got the patience for it. But that's an example of it working. An example of it not working, for my personal experience, was The Evil Within.
Pokemon. Oh.
Not your turn yet. You got that. Evil Within 2 was the perfect example of it wasn't like 100% open world, but it was open world-esque. And
like open zone?
Open zone, essentially, yeah. And what they did was the first game was kind of your linear. Like think about the Resident Evil game, the remakes, because Shinji Mikami, who worked on the Resident Evil games, is the same one who worked on Evil Within. The first game was amazing. Story was good. It was predominantly linear. You got to explore, but nothing too crazy. And that's what kept the factors going. Then with Evil Within 2, they bring you back. You still have the horror factors and everything, but now you have it in an open world town where you can go around. You got to go to point A, and you need to get you. I just didn't like the vibe of it. Like, yes, it just made it more grindy, and it took away from that horror aspect. It started blending into the whole, what is it? Not Dead by Daylight. Oh my God, what's the zombie hunter game where you can parkour and you can jump on everybody? Dying Light. It went to the Dying Light aspect of it. And I don't like that. I feel like if it's a horror game, like it's a you have a Resident Evil and you have a Dying Light, kind of like a Walking Dead factor. They're two separate entities. One works because the game is built around it, like you're in a zombie apocalypse world. You have to go around the world to gather materials and protect your people and whatnot. The Evil Within was, this is your main character. He's trying to save his daughter from this paranormal world and whatnot. And it's just you and maybe like two other people. It's not the same aspect of it. Like that turned me off from the sequel. I never ended up finishing it because it just took away the fear factor for me. It just wasn't it personally. So it works for certain games when his work is going to work, but not every game needs to be open world. Even Sonic Frontiers, that was another one that was a shocker.
Is that something that excites you or upsets you?
Did you play it first of all?
I did not play it yet because I'm waiting for it to drop down. I just not gonna.
So does the idea of an open world Sonic game excite you or worry you?
I was about to go into the Sonic shit.
It in my opinion, it worries me because I like the original side scroller, and I also felt like Sonic Adventure was like the perfect Sonic game. It was a little bit more linear and whatnot. You had an adventure mode, but it wasn't super open world either, And the fact that they're trying to take that and implement it to something that's like Sonic is more like speed. How fast can you beat the stage? Like it's just more intense. Having it in an open world environment kind of slows it down in a sense and makes you have to actually with Sonic, it was think fast, think fast, think fast, think fast, think fast, like on your feet. In the open world, it's like, okay, you might run up and you have to like strategically take out this enemy versus no, I'm Sonic. I got to run fast, turn into a ball, homing attack, defeat that enemy, homing attack, connect, and keep on going, beat the time. With the open world aspect,
it looks like that though. From the gameplay that I've seen, it looks like it's quick and snappy.
Only when it's in the zones. But remember, you're still exploring an open world and whatnot. Sonic is
supposedly like floating rails and stuff all over the place that he grinds on, and you can collect rings and do little mini obstacles and stuff like that.
I just think a game like Sonic, I'm with Shawny on this one. I think Sonic should have been like a level thing.
So you don't think that needed to?
That one did not need one.
No, they should have.
See,
should have just
look,
left it.
I bought Sonic Frontiers not for myself, but for Sirmata, the unofficial 5th member of the podcast. So
She always be mentioned on this shit. She might as well come show her face.
I'll try to convince her one day. If I can get another mic set up in here, we'll do it. But I bought it for her to try out, and I'm just noticing like how much of an overwhelming amount of stuff there is, at least stuff that she wants to play, that's all in this open world format. And it kind of just feels so overwhelming. Like she's going through Horizon Forbidden West right now. Massive, massive, massive open world. She was a huge fan of Breath of the Wild, which is why she wanted to play Immortals Phoenix Rising, because it was kind of like Breath of the Wild. And then I would like to get her Hogwarts Legacy when that comes out, which is another open world game. And then she has Sonic Frontiers to play as well, which is another open world game. And then I have both Spider-Man games sitting there waiting for me to eventually get to them. And those are open world experiences. So I feel a little overwhelmed with all of this open world stuff, because I feel like it takes too long to get through that much game, you know?
So let me just reply to what you just said.
Yeah, go for it.
Someone has to play the other side, so I'll just do that.
No,
while
okay.
I'm not the biggest fan of everything being turned into open world, there was once a time where we begged for games like this. So while I understand that, it takes a long time to get through some of these open world games, isn't that the point of playing these games? For instance, right? And I know I don't niggas love to talk shit because I don't play too many games.
Oh, good thing you said it, because I was waiting for you to give me a chance to rip you.
In 2K, in 2K, at one point it was just how, for instance, like my player in 2K.
Yeah.
How it was you'd be create a player, and then it'll have like a set storyline, and then that was it. Then eventually they saw the opportunity that an open world would have, and they created My Park, so that you can play your friends online. And now that is like one of the biggest things to do in 2K. Most people don't even play the career mode.
Yeah,
they just
never play career mode.
They go and they spend VC or spend their real money to get VC to boost their player up to now play My Player. It got so bad that now in 2K, if you get a 99 overall by spending the money, there's certain badges that you won't be able to get until you play the story. You understand? So my main point is that at one point this was something that everybody wanted. Like, for instance, I mentioned before, Pokemon. Pokemon was a game that we all wanted to experience an open world experience.
I think Pokemon is good.
To each his own. But now that we have it, most people are not happy with the results, and I feel like you're not going to make everyone happy with when it comes to some of these games, of course. But I'm not mad at the devs and the programmers for attempting to do something that we've been asking them to do for so long.
Okay, so
I think it would be dope if and again, another sports game, but I think it would be dope if we had an open world FIFA game. The closest thing we have is like Ultimate Team, and that's not really open world.
Okay, I'm gonna go into this. So you see, 2K and FIFA, I don't think should have open world at all.
Word.
Like, see what I'm saying? But that's
they don't. That it just doesn't sound like it makes sense.
Yeah. That's where I'm at.
Pokemon, you got to travel the map to find the next soccer field.
Yeah,
but it does.
Pokemon makes complete sense. It just total sense. That makes total sense.
You haven't explained.
Pokemon would have been fantastic if they just spent more time on it.
Yeah, they just needed to refine it. The Pokemon game itself is actually fun to play when you're running around. We knew it because of Legends, bro. That's it.
Yeah, Legends did great for that.
They took away some stuff from Legends, which would make this new game fun.
Better.
Yeah, throwing that Pokeball would just, and this new game would be perfect. But okay, going into the open world stuff. Like like I said, there's games like Pokemon that make sense, and then there's games like Sonic that to me does not make sense, right? So when you go into that thing that everybody wants to do in open world, When you see Zelda makes sense. You have to go into dungeons. You have to go this. That Zelda always been like that. It's
You got
never
to
been a
travel
side.
and do
It's
tasks.
always been like that.
Let me
Let me
so
finish my monologue because you finish yours. God damn it!
I really didn't. You actually interrupted me while I was going, but I just want to ask
You
you.
stood quiet for like
I
5
just
seconds.
Word.
just
Guess
want
they
to
got to catch him.
I just want to ask a question because you guys said that games like 2K and FIFA don't need an open world.
You don't.
Why?
What?
So,
Okay.
let me.
Let me go into this real quick.
Let Crispin answer, then
When
you can go,
when you go into 2K and try to get into a my part game, it takes you forever, bro. Just because you're in the open world. It was a waste of the time of all the actual games that you could play.
So you're
See
saying
what I'm saying?
it could just be a
It
menu.
could just be a login menu where you see a character change his clothes or whatever, and then go into the game, and it will work. I know it makes the game a little bit more deeper, which is
Immersive.
cool.
Yeah.
It's cool. That is cool. It's unnecessary though. I'm not saying you wouldn't be able to do it, like you're not supposed to, but it's unnecessary. In a Pokemon game, it actually evolves the game completely. Like it just changes it. Like it just
The idea,
takes it up to another.
I think what Crispin is the point he's trying to get at is that the point of the gameplay is different in those situations. Where in one situation, the point of the game is to play the sport. In the other situation, the point of the game is to catch
Explore.
animals that are hiding in the fucking bushes.
It's like
So,
like if you make an open world Call of Duty game, that makes sense.
that would also make sense.
It makes sense. You're
So
in the
why
world.
wouldn't it be? But why? But why would it? So I don't think that because it takes you a long time to get a game is a good reason for it not to be.
People are complaining about it.
But the point that he's trying to make is like for the my park is like if you're doing the open world, the loading time makes no sense. Versus a perfect example that I'll give you for open world.
NBA Live, bro. The way the NBA Live had live
one at a time,
game,
one at a time, one at a time, one at a time.
Hold on, there's no loading time. Once you get on, especially with these next gen consoles, there's barely any loading time. Once you get onto a park, you stand in your spots. It may take time for other players to want to play with you. That's different. That's something that's
corny, though.
that's
But for
bro,
that
but
sounds.
that could be the same thing. But that could be the same thing in Pokemon. You could run around Pokemon trying to battle niggas, and niggas say no. Whose fault is that? But yours.
Well, Pokemon's a little bit different because the thing about Pokemon is that you can actually go and do shit while doing that. So you're catching Pokemon, and you're exploring the world.
But you can do other things too. You can also go
what
and play
can you
the
do
story.
aside? What can you do
You can go and
aside
play
from?
you can go
But
and
we're
play
focusing.
the story.
But
You
we're
can
talking
go and
about the.
play you can play your
Okay,
games.
we're talking about the open
Maggie.
world aspect, not the game. What the game modes are. I'm talking about exploring. A perfect example. If I'm playing NBA,
I'm about to tell you right now. There are missions and things that you have to do. You have to go around the world and talk to certain people, release certain things, do certain objectives. There are things that you could do besides playing people
But it's
one-on-one,
unnecessary.
2-on-2, 3-on-3. It's not because it allows you to power up in the game. That's what I'm.
you
That's
can
what I'm
literally
saying.
buy it with virtual currency to power up in the game.
Yeah,
Dog.
but that's what I'm saying. Before you could. In the newer 2Ks, you can't do that anymore. You can have a 99.
They're trying to force you to play some parts of the game.
But then,
Exactly.
but
You have a
again, it just
99
making
player.
the game unnecessarily
I get it.
long.
The result of the argument that you two are having is that it is something that is now available, and they are trying to fine tune for players to have more things to do with 2K other
I
than
love it.
just go into a menu, click a game, play a game, go to the next game. You know, to give it more,
Maggie.
because then everybody would just let me just finish.
Go
Because then
ahead.
everybody like me would just be like, "Oh, it's the same game every year," right? So this is their way of trying to add shit to do. But I get what Crispin is saying, where he says that some of
It's
that
unnecessary.
fluff can be cut down and condensed into making a smooth and clean basketball
Gameplay.
experience for the person that
I'm not
just wants
saying,
to play
but I don't
basketball.
disagree with that. I'm saying again, that's not my disagreement. Are there things that 2K can fix? I will be the first person to tell you that because you're literally buying the same game every single year. I'm not
Facts.
disputing that.
So
My
I
thing
want to
is,
deviate.
my thing. One second. My thing is that saying that there's no need for an open
It's
world
unnecessary.
in 2K is I just don't agree with that.
He's saying it's not necessary because you don't need an open world to play
basketball.
That's what I'm trying to say. It's like
That's what I'm saying.
Compare that to GTA. GTA, you can literally go travel
anywhere
around
you want.
If you want to go fuck up other people, you can fuck up other people. If you want to go crash cars, you crash cars. You want to do a car heist, you can do car heist. You want to go on a killing spree, you can go on a killing spree. There's a whole bunch of shit that you can literally do in the game that makes sense. 2K is just, don't get me wrong. There's or Red. Well, I mean Rockstar, same shit.
Yeah.
Rockstar has a size to it.
Most of the games in Rockstar are like that. So my point is, like, you can't, like, basketball to me doesn't need an open world aspect, even if it's the same game every year. Niggas is still buying it. Mac, wait, before you go.
I want to get off the 2K
conversation. We're just gonna get off right now. We love the fact that 2K has it. It's cool. We just saying it's unnecessary. Let's go. Let's keep going.
They're just saying Crispin is saying he doesn't need an open world to enjoy 2K.
For me, I don't need it. I just need basketball.
Him as a player, he can do
there are people that don't even play my career. So I don't disagree with it. But just saying that, like, I think just having the option is good. I think that we should have the option, but we can move on.
So you're saying the variety is welcome.
Yeah,
like
because
again,
like I said, even though you guys because Crispin actually plays 2K, Crispin may say he doesn't need it, but I bet you there are 100 other people behind him that said, I need it. I want something like that. Why don't we have something like that? Why can't I talk to my friends and ride a fucking go-kart through my career world to get to the next park I want to go to?
Here's a competitive genre that is now in the open world format that I'm not a huge fan of. Since we want to talk about competitive games, racing games. So
racing game is open world.
Mostly every Need for Speed that has come out in the past 5 years.
Burnout, literally.
Burnout.
I'll piggyback that. Burnout.
And Horizon, Forza Horizon. That series is also very up to date, very modern.
But I'll counter that though, because I feel like the aspect of a racing game where you can actually drive through the country to get to your locations, whatnot, adds to it's a racing game. It's driving.
Yes.
I feel like it adds to that.
I get that, and I understand why an open world in a racing game is fun for people who just want to drive around. But if all I want to do is race, I don't want to drive to the next race.
Then you should buy Mario Kart,
which I have. But I want a real life looking racing simulator. But I just want to race. I don't want to travel to the next race. I don't want to have to chase after some random dipshit who's freaking driving on the highway because I got to challenge him to a fucking race.
No, but you know what? But I'm gonna bounce. I'm gonna agree with him because honestly, that's why I hated Burnout. That's why I was so upset with Burnout. Burnout was get in your car, race, take down other cars. You can do the crash game mode, destruction, all that shit. Paradise, I saw it, I tried it, I hated it. Oh, let's just go and let's go drive to the next location. Let's go crash and race other motherfuckers. Burnout was not supposed to be your traditional racing game. It was about destruction and mayhem.
It was about crashing and doing all that shit. Yeah.
Notice they didn't make any more Burnouts after Paradise.
My thing with the racing games is like my favorite experience with a racing game, because I played a lot. Like this is just the one that I always am most fond of. Need for Speed Underground. The original one, the first one, not the second one. Now, the only reason why I say that is because the second one introduced the open world. It was the first time that I had ever played a racing game that went open world. And this is in the PS2 era. PS2, original Xbox, GameCube era, right? Early 2000s. I liked Need for Speed. I liked Need for Speed Underground because it gave you that street racing feel and vibe to it without you having to drive around the city looking for races to improve your credibility and do all this other shit. Like Need for Speed Underground, you were still able to hit the garage, customize your car, do whatever it is that you needed, and then you would hit the map, and then it was like, okay, I'm gonna do this race now. I'm gonna do that race now. Yeah, you just go in and it loads you into the fucking race, and then you could do it, whether it's a circuit, a drag race, or a sprint. And you were able to play like that. I just miss more arcadey style racing games.
I feel you.
Everything is now open world. Like go like Forza Horizon 5 is in Mexico, right? It takes place in Mexico, and when it came out, they were highlighting how detailed they were able to get actual places in Mexico, and they were comparing real images to the images generated in the game. So
They
it's
do
like
that with
something
anime all the time. What are you talking about?
something that
Yeah,
like
anime does that a lot.
that's a part of the exploration in in Forza Horizon, is being able to like see the world that they created, and they went crazy with Part 5. And and I understand that that's a part of the lore. It's what gets people interested now, but like I'm not looking forward to jumping into a game that looks fun like that, but I'm forced to explore all of it.
It's funny because car enthusiasts would heavily disagree with you, because I know a lot of them that literally will just buy Forza just to buy the car, deck it out, drive to like the highest mountaintop, and take fucking pictures of their car. Like it's a whole thing. It's not. It doesn't amaze me personally, but
Angel.
like I've seen it. Angel's a perfect. Angel's the one.
He does that.
Where the fuck
Franny's another
Angel
one.
at? Let me stop.
Yeah. But nah, like that was my thing. Like that's how they sell it. I'm not the biggest fan of it again, because I agree with you, John. Like I want that burnout experience. I want those original, like linear in a sense. Like like this is the point of the game. Just have fun with it.
Kind of arcade style. Like I miss arcade style games.
Let me say something real quick. Real quick. I think when it comes to these games, right, to the racing games, to the basketball games, to the FIFA games, to any of these games, I think you should have the option to, I want to do this in open world, or I just want to go race by race.
No, they wouldn't give you that much choice. You would have to play the game they made.
Listen, right? First of all, if that would happen,
I'm paying $70.
Better give me $100. Game would be $100 because that's insane. One and
games
two,
are already $100 if you get the deluxe editions.
Yeah, damn near. But two, I just want to say, excuse me, I'm sorry. So what I was gonna say is, regarding like the open world thing, right? I think, we kind of have to just. I'm mostly talking to you, John. We have to just kind of. This is where the market is. That's where they're making their money.
Take it on the chin.
Is in now. So it's like, while I understand and I hear you, a lot of the stuff is changing. You sound like them hip hop niggas that hate fucking Uzi. Say, yo, this new
that's
shit.
Okay, though.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. Because by your logic, indie gamers wouldn't make those old games that we asked for.
Yeah, like I love playing indie games that are pixel art.
I'm sure that if
I had a whole bunch of pixelated games.
I'm not saying that those aren't in, but I can guarantee that those games are not selling as much as.
Okay.
Yes. No, I get
hold on. And I guarantee if you could take those devs and those programmers away from those games and put them on a bigger game, they would take it as well.
But guess what?
Am I wrong?
You also have Microsoft Studios and PlayStation buying up and collaborating with these indie developers to produce those games. So I understand what you're saying.
That's because of they're trying to monopolize this shit. Xbox and Microsoft and Sony, they beefing. These niggas, what's his name? Sony is taking Microsoft to court because they're saying because of the Activision Blizzard deal. So they beefing with each other. That's why they're doing all that.
All right,
no, they've been doing it. They're trying to push more.
I have a question.
Developers, dog.
What's your question, Crispin?
What game should be in open world that are not yet?
That's not an open world
yet. That's not an open world yet. There should be.
I would sound like a hypocrite answering that question.
No, because you like some open world games.
I like some.
Yeah, so you
keyword some.
You have probably seen a genre that you're like, oh, this would be cool.
But
I think the issue that
something that's like open, something that was that I enjoyed, that was like open zone and not necessarily open world because the world changes, right? Was Kakarot. There's a lot of RPGs that fall into that category, right? Like if you play on the Switch, like Xenoblade Chronicles is an open world experience for JRPG lovers. And the game that I just fucking brought up.
Kakarot.
I forgot Kakarot. So because Kakarot, like there's parts of the game where you're on Earth, parts of the game where you're on Namek, parts of the game where so your open world changes based on what part of the game you're
I was
in.
gonna say that. I was gonna say that. Like a Dragon Ball game like that would
go
make
to the
sense.
future.
See that thing. To
But
me,
they've done that before, though. They've done that before.
I haven't played it, so I didn't know. So what I'm saying is, like, I didn't know
for Dragon Ball.
Yeah, I don't.
What other open world game did they do for
not
Dragon
open
Ball?
world?
It wouldn't be Xenoverse.
Like,
Xenoverse was not open world. Though.
No, Xenoverse was not.
It had to be Budokai. I'm not saying open world, but it's like it's
it was
in that
3D.
zone.
It's not like this.
Budokai 3 when you flew around the map and you picked up. No,
that was more linear.
Or
that was like a menu you could fly around.
Yeah,
one of the Legend of Goku's. One of
the
those.
Legacy of
Goku's.
Legacy of Goku. Sorry, yeah, one of
those. Those are level based.
I'm not saying that it was open world,
but it had space to move around.
World aspects. Like, you know what would have been a good open world game? Fucking Demon Slayer. If they were to redo that game and put it open world,
why?
No, I don't think so.
That'd be trash. Demon Slayer doesn't.
The game itself was trash. The game itself was trash.
Dog.
That game was trash. Garbage.
Okay.
You played Naruto Ninja Storm? Hold on. Do you play Naruto Ninja Storm? Same shit.
I don't like he's asking for something that's less of a fighting game or less of whatever they did give us.
I'm not.
And more of like explore.
Yes, I want to explore the world.
Give me a second.
Like, with and I know you. I'm gonna let you talk real quick, but I just looked up because I was wondering why I didn't see anything. But the season 2 pass that's supposed to come out for Kakarot only came out for PlayStation and Nintendo. The Xbox One hasn't dropped
because there was an error with the Xbox version. They have to finish updating it.
Pretty sick because I want that Bardock shit. Anyway,
it's coming. They're working on it.
So what I was trying to get at is like games that make sense to be open world, like not the ones that were like, oh, I just like this game, so if an open world comes out, no, one that makes sense. Like we talked about, Pokemon makes sense, Call of Duty will make sense. Like, should that make sense to me? I'm gonna give my 2 cents because we're an anime and gaming podcast, so I'm gonna just go into the anime world, right? An Attack on Titan open world game will make total sense to me.
I would have to disagree.
How? Explain.
Because what aspect of you looking for open world? Because Titan literally takes place only in on Paradise.
But you would actually.
He's saying the whole island,
like the whole island, you could just go. Like, but let me
kind of like Hyrule.
Yeah, let me put it like this, because most of the games that become open world, you have a certain character to walk with, right? Except for Pokemon, that you create your character. I would say you would have to create your character, choose the ranking that you want to be at, or go through the academy, and then, you know what I'm saying? Like, it'll make you use the story to be able to explore the whole thing.
I feel like they tried to do that in the Attack on Titan game that Mac was streaming, but just because of how
new episodes coming out soon.
Because of how chaotic the combat is in there, they had to make the combat the focal point and not the exploration.
Yeah,
because for the development to be able to create a combat system to kill giant,
that makes sense,
Titans, and then still generating the world around it at the same time it's a lot. So it's not something that development for is incredibly easy. Something that I'm pretty sure, like if a dev team, like what Mac was saying, if a dev team had enough money and resources to work on something AAA, they could probably do something fantastic. But for projects like anime games, they're not going to give us like top tier. Like we got Kakarot the way that we got because I was getting there. We got Kakarot the way that we got because it's Dragon Ball, and the One Piece game that's coming out because it's fucking One Piece. Like you're not really going to see like animes getting special treatment like that unless they're pop culture phenomena.
I wasn't expecting them to make it. That's not my
but he's just saying like.
I'm just saying that's something that will make sense to me, right? And talking about One Piece Odyssey is not an open world game, guys.
It's RPG.
It's an RPG game.
It's regular RPG.
But
no. What I'm saying is that I think that an open world One Piece game
will make total sense.
Would make sense because the story.
Was it World Seeker an open world game?
World Seeker was actually. It's pseudo.
It's like Legends, nigga. Like you go into an island, boom, and then you go back to the it's not.
like open
Oh,
world
okay.
games. I can go to any island at any point. Do
Yeah,
anything
you
I
can
want.
just travel however far your
That
feet
would
can
that would
get
be
you.
that would go back to Crispin's idea about when you create your own pirate and you go explore the world of One Piece, you
Yeah.
run to the characters. That would make more sense.
No, that's what I'm saying. World Secret wasn't.
I do also like Crispin's original open world One Piece idea.
That would make
Yeah,
total
that was
sense.
Don't say it again. Let them go back and listen to the
Yeah,
episode.
yeah.
Well,
I'm not gonna say it again.
I only agree because Oda has done so much world building that like you
It's
don't
big
even
enough to
need.
do it.
Bro,
Yeah,
it would be
totally
beautiful.
big enough for a random no-name pirate crew to just exist in the world, and you make yourself.
Exactly.
Yeah, like it would make
That
sense.
like I think it would have to happen when the show is over. So you just make that one game and you just give it updates. And
Yeah,
that's it.
That
would be there.
shit
It would
would be so fire.
it would be their Xenoverse essentially.
That'll be beautiful.
Yeah, kind of.
But
Something like
that would be one that makes sense, and also one that makes sense that Macky hates this anime, but the Naruto.
I was gonna say
universe
Naruto
makes
would be
total sense.
would make way more sense. Would be really good.
I haven't watched enough of
can I-
Naruto to agree or disagree.
Here we go.
What happened? What happened, John?
This isn't a discussion on whether Naruto is bad or good. We're
I know, but he's gonna make it.
We're talking about
y'all
open
gave me
world video
examples.
games today.
Y'all
Can
give me
I
examples of
just
what
say
y'all think.
one thing, please? Can I say one
Go.
thing about Naruto?
Is it about an open world video game?
Then don't say it.
Yeah.
You're gonna take us another
There
5
was
minutes.
a flash. There was a flashback in Naruto. I can mute all y'all niggas and say it.
Oh my god.
There was a flashback in Naruto, right, where Sasuke was near Naruto when he was just born, making it seem as if Naruto is younger than Sasuke.
He is.
He is, right?
Yes,
But
for like a couple of days, not a fucking.
Okay, but Naruto failed the what's that?
That's a plot hole. Yeah, yes, it's a plot hole, bro. It's fine.
He failed
not
that
that serious.
exam or that
It's not
class
that serious.
times.
It's a plot hole. It's not that serious. Let it go.
That's serious, nigga. Time doesn't exist in Naruto.
Oda would
Let it
never.
go.
No.
Oda would never. Tell him, John. Oda would never.
Oda would never.
Let it
Focus
go.
on the open world.
But yes, so
That's why I said it's a plot hole. Let it go.
Open world experiences, I think, are becoming more and more common. And I think that, like Shawny was mentioning earlier, if it's done correctly and it fits the IP, it fits the characters we're looking at, or maybe the world we're looking at, where you may want to explore, you may want to talk to the NPCs that live in this world. You may want to see what the highest part of the map is and how much of it you can see with your own eyes. Or travel.
Still didn't answer my question, motherfuckers.
Or whatever. I told you the One Piece one is what I would like to see.
Okay.
But I just think that like everything is going in that direction. Like Shawny brought up Elden Ring, and I forgot that Elden Ring is an open world game because I just picture it as a Souls game primarily. And Souls games are linear. They're just, like you go through the level and you beat the boss and then that's it. And you go to the next one. So, like even like playing Jedi Fallen Order. Like playing Jedi Fallen Order, it's not an open
That's
world
a really
game.
good game. That's a really good game.
It is a really good game. I'm looking forward to the sequel, but it's not an open world game, even though the levels are really large. The levels are kind of constructed in a way where you follow the story when you go through the levels. And yeah, there's things where you can backtrack and you can use force abilities to get items and things collectibles that you couldn't get the first time you visited a planet, but you have to get in your spaceship and fly to another planet. And the game is loading that other planet while you're flying to the other planet. And then when you get out of the ship, you're in the new environment. So I don't consider that an open world because it's not just a giant, large open world. You can explore at your leisure. It's something where you have to get in your spaceship and travel to another area in order to load that new area. But something like that would work.
Kakarot does the same thing. Like
it's not an open world.
If you want to go to different parts of the map, it has to load it.
Yeah, there's not an open world.
Yes, that means it's like open zone. That means like your zone is open to you, and then when you want to go to another zone, then that needs to load, or it belongs to a different part of the story. Like when you go to Namek, that's like you're never gonna just pop onto Namek in a future saga for no fucking reason. At least not to my knowledge.
You never
So
played the game, so I guess not to your knowledge.
yeah, I mean, but I know enough about Dragon Ball to know that that shouldn't be a fucking thing because of how
Like,
hard it
when's
was
the
for
last
them to
time-
get there in the first time.
When's the last time they've been to Namek versus after Frieza arc?
Cooler's revenge.
That's fucked up. Them niggas in Namek probably pissed. Like, bro, I haven't seen Goku
The
in
return of Cooler.
Yeah,
No, I haven't seen Goku. That motherfucker helped blow up our planet. I haven't seen him.
Yeah, I mean, he wished his back. Shout out to him, but anyway.
He didn't do that. Krillin did that.
Somebody wished his back.
But yeah, I just feel like there are so many games, like so many different genres that are trickling into, the open world, medium, like a Souls game like Elden Ring, a quick paced 2D side scroller like Sonic. There's so many different things that are transitioning into open world.
I also think the reason why this is happening is because of DLC.
Oh, so
if you have an open world game, you can add more stuff to an actual game in a DLC just as something stupid, and then people be like, "Oh, we got DLC! Oh my god!"
Well, I feel like
$20.
I feel like DLC just become a staple in general nowadays.
Yeah, but just think about it. Just think about it.
So you mean like money? Like it's another way for again. I think that a lot of these games that we spoke about today benefit from
before we even go into. Let's just think about Pokemon. There's more than 1,000 Pokemon in general, every single Pokemon, right? And there's only 306 something in this new game. What do you think the DLC is going to do? Just add new ones.
Add more Pokemon.
And people are going to be like, oh my God, we got Charizard.
And new areas to explore, yeah. That's
probably
really
not even. Probably not even that.
Well, I mean, the Sword and Shield DLCs were pretty big. The Sword and Shield DLCs were nice. They were great additions to Sword and Shield. It made the game worth it. It made the game worth the money.
But that's what I'm saying. Like DLC, I think DLC is one of the biggest reasons why everybody going open world.
See,
I mean, I could see that as an interesting way. I mean, I could combat that point, and I could say that I think game developers would much rather shovel Battle Pass into any fucking game and try to squeeze money out of the player base like that.
Season Pass and some
Season Pass, Battle Pass.
That's what I'm saying. Most games nowadays
player skins and weapons and all that shit. I think they make way more money off of that than they do selling a DLC like
on open world.
Yeah, like Elden Ring, Spider-Man DLC probably did well, but at the end of the day, companies that sell skins make more money.
The in-game transactions. Yeah, that's like a big thing with microtransactions. Yeah, that's a big thing. Like if you look like a game like Fortnite, for example, right? Fortnite, the game is free, but you got to pay for damn near almost everything in that game.
You got to pay for the fun looking. Well, that's all.
You don't. Yeah, you don't have to. You don't have to pay for anything in Fortnite. You're just buying passes to get more cosmetics and shit.
Yeah, just because people like to express themselves on Fortnite. They made it cool to express yourself. That's all it is. Because the cosmetic doesn't do anything to your gameplay. I mean, with Goku now, you could shoot a fucking Kamehameha wave, like.
Yep.
So yeah, I guess like there are abilities that you're given if you buy the pack, but at the end of the day, like Goku with a fucking AK is gonna shoot like fucking Rick and Morty with an AK. He's gonna shoot like fucking Naruto with an AK. He's gonna shoot like Alien and Predator and Master Chief and the Mandalorian and all of these and Travis fucking Scott. Like he's gonna shoot like everybody else in that game. Like freaking Ariana Grande.
Like I feel that. Like I get what you're saying with that one, but if you really think about it, they could add that to an open world game, and they're double dipping on this motherfucker. To be honest,
I mean the open world in Fortnite would defeat the battle royale.
No. I'm not talking about. I'm saying if there's an open world game that adds on what Fortnite does, you're double dipping now. I opened DLC, so I opened this area. You could go travel.
So you'd be looking
and
like a Fallout essentially.
and then this game you could just buy new sneakers if you want new Jordans. Oh shit, yeah, you need to buy this or get this because the game is. You know what I'm saying?
Now,
Yeah,
like
it's definitely 2K.
there's a game that's coming out for Xbox that's supposed to be like Xbox's biggest like first party exclusive title in a very long time, right? Like this is like they're going like Halo Infinite and then they're going like Starfield, right? So like Starfield is going to be the next big thing that's coming out for Xbox, and it's an open world experience that's going to kind of be like Fallout slash No Man's Sky slash a whole bunch of games like that mixed together, where you're going to be a space traveler and you're going to be able to travel to thousands of AI generated planets. Damn. On a whim. Like you just get in your fucking spaceship and you go and you land on a planet, and it's going to be whatever the fuck that planet
generates. If it ever comes out.
It will, because they're pushing it and there's already the marketing.
What's the name of it?
They've been pushing that shit since the Series X came out, even before that. That shit's been talked about for a long ass time.
They have updates, and then they said it's sometime this year that it's coming out. So
we shall see.
We shall see. But there's already a lot of concept art, and there's already small trailers. There's not anything big out yet for it. But this is supposed to be.
That's the scary shit right there.
This is. I'm just telling you what it's supposed to be. I'm not telling you what it is because I haven't played it, and I don't really think I'm going to get around to it anytime fucking soon. But this is supposed to be like, Xbox's big fucking title to compete against.
Trust me, they've been talking about this shit for at least 5 years. That's all I'm saying. That shit is. They've been talking about it. They've been like, oh, every time the conference comes up, what can Xbox do to get themselves in the main climate? Oh, well, maybe this time we'll actually get some Starfield footage. Every fucking year, yo.
Yeah, but they've released more recently than they have.
Okay, last question. Just so we can wrap this shit up.
Ask your question.
Are open world games overrated or underrated?
I think they're properly rated. I think for every open world.
No, my fault. That was the wrong question. My fault.
Yeah.
That was the wrong question.
Damn,
my bad.
He was giving his explanation.
My bad. Because it's not overrated or underrated. Because that's an opinion. Like
that's subjective. Yeah.
Are they overdone, or should they do more?
You're saying, are there too many or not?
Are there too many or not enough?
I still think that's in the middle, because while there are a lot of games that maybe don't need to be open world, for every 2 games that are open world that are not supposed to be, there's 1 game that we do want that is not an open world. So I'm going to say I'm in the middle. I think it's still a new territory. It's like, and I'm comparing this to music. I know this is not a music podcast, but when the influx of like things like SoundCloud and Spotify, everybody who had a microphone and a computer was dropping music. Doesn't matter. So, of course, right now we're going to get all the shitty games. Like, bro, I would never in 1,000 years think that Sonic was a good game to do as an open world game. Yet, someone obviously thought it was a good idea and made that shit.
Well, so we're going to be fair on the Sonic point. Sonic has been trying to get their shit together for years, and they just hasn't. They're just trying anything and everything.
Man, just do Sonic Heroes again, man. That shit was a good game. Anyway, but just to finish my thought.
Wait, hold on, John. What does he sound like right now? What does he sound like now? He sounds like an old man.
An old man.
just bring back the Sonic.
You gotta give the times, bro.
Do Sonic Heroes 2, bro. That shit will be fire.
You gotta say, come on, old man. You gotta say the times. We ain't doing that no more.
Yeah, right. You gotta get with the open world, bro.
You're older than me, old man. Anyway,
bro, you're one of the oldest niggas here.
My point. I'm mute all you. My point is that I think that for every 2 games that are open world, there's always 1 game that we do want. Meaning, I think, we're in a new, like it's the new frontier. So we just have to be patient. The ones that are not supposed to be open world, nobody's going to buy this shit. And we're going to learn from the field at some point. At some point, some of these studios and these big companies that make these games, the devs, they're going to realize that, Nobody wants to play an open world game like this because we made something like this in the past. And
So that's a spoken team.
No, I've seen all
John,
the shit.
John, what you got, John? Tell me something.
I think it's overdone. I think there's too much open world. I think that developers should like switch up the formula and do different types of things, different genres, different games that are fun, that are engaging, games that are easy enough to pick up and play, but do still string you along. Like I was having a great time running through every Halo game until I got to Halo Infinite. I even had fun with Halo 5, and everybody hates Halo 5. And I even had fun with Halo 5. It was fun because I could just start a level, I could start shooting aliens, I get to a boss fight, and then I get to the next fucking level. Watch a cutscene if I want, skip the cutscene if I want, whatever the fuck I want to do. I could go back and replay a level whenever I want to. If I want to replay that level in fucking Halo 2 where you fucking blow up the ship, I could fucking do that shit. But with Halo Infinite, you can't. It's a fucking open world. You have to clear the map. You have to clear your objectives. When cutscenes happen, they happen. That's it. You can't go back and redo something you've already done. It's an open world. It's like the game is happening in real time. Mm-hmm. So it's something where like I've slogged my way through playing Halo Infinite to the point where like I put it down and I don't even pick it back up to finish it. Like I have no idea how the story ends. I haven't spoiled myself. I haven't done anything, but I can't will myself to jump back in and play Halo Infinite because of the open world. So my opinion is that if devs can just make games that are fun for us to jump in and play, or games that are fun as is, that don't need a shit ton of exploration and collectibles and a large list of completion requirements, then I'm kind of in. Like, do you guys complete games when you play them? Like, I know Shawny might want to platinum certain games.
Platinum Shawny
on PlayStation, right? But like if you're playing an open world game, do you care about completing the whole thing?
Don't give a fuck.
What about you, Mac? All of you, everybody.
I've done a lot on Kakarot, so I'm like, again, I'm in the middle. Like there's certain games like Pokemon, I'm not gonna platinum that shit. But Dragon Ball Z, I might. I enjoy the game that much though, and that's not an open world game, but
it gives you the elements. It has open world elements to it. Yeah. What about you, Shawny?
I mean, I'm different. Like if my thing is if I buy a game, I'm going to invest my time into that game and fully enjoy it. I'm going to try my hardest to platinum it, unless it's just something on it that I'm like, all right, it's not worth my time to do so.
And Crispin was asking if you felt like there was too many or too little of the open world.
I think there's too many open world games. I think what should be done instead is not every game needs to be open world. Some games just need to be what they're meant to be, and then you just add the DLC to it, and then you make that the game itself. Adding the open world aspect of it just seems like a cash grab sometimes, and it doesn't work for everything, you know? Like I don't need all my games to be open world. You can give me a linear game, you can give me some DLC, give it a season pass and put some DLC on it, and I'm good to go with that, and that'll be good. Elden Ring, open world works for it. It works. People replay it. It was, I think, for damn near a year. People kept playing it, replay value. They just now announced DLC for it.
After a year.
They just now announced it. But again, like I said, not every game needs to be open world. You can easily add DLC to make it work. When it works, it works. But when it doesn't work, just stop doing it. You don't need to make every single fucking one the same. Some, like you said, Resident Evil, like how you were saying, the racing games, they don't need to be open world. You can also do what you said. You know how it's like, oh, I want to be able to play this game, but I want to choose if I want to just have a linear storyline or I want to do open world aspect. Drop the game as its linear aspect, then add an open world DLC that's optional for the person if they want to decide they want to do that. But don't just drop it in there and expect it to work.
Yeah.
I feel that. All right, take us out, Johnny, because we think we're done with them on there.
I think we've definitely argued about our open world experiences enough for today. So that is all the Okay. that is all the time that we have for today's episode. So if you have made it all the way to the end of the podcast, you listen to me talk shit right now, you are amazing. We love you and appreciate you very much. Thank you for being here with us. Don't forget to like this video if you're watching us on YouTube. Leave a comment down below. Let us know your thoughts and opinions on open world games. Do you feel like there's too many of them? Do you feel like there's not enough of them? Don't forget to share videos like this and other videos on the YouTube channel with friends and family that are interested in video games and anime related topics, because that's all we talk about here. And subscribe to the channel, right? Hit that little notification bell so it gives you the stupid little, hey, by the way, Paradise just uploaded. You get one of those and then you can watch our videos and then we're all happy. You're happy because you got Paradise. We're happy because we're making Paradise. Everybody wins. Don't forget that you can also donate to the podcast by listening to us on Anchor. There's a really unique feature on Anchor that allows you to donate any monetary value, and any and all donations are greatly appreciated. We can use it to improve the quality of the podcast for you guys. And you can follow Paradise at all of our social media platforms and all of us individually on all of our social media platforms. And all that information is going to be somewhere. Mac's going to be useful, and he's going to make it really easy for you to figure that out.
Well, social media is right here. Right.
It's
my name is right
yeah.
here.
All the tags are there. That you search that, and you're gonna find us. It's very simple. It's easy. It's 2023, people. Come on, I shouldn't have to teach you how to do this. But that's all the time that we have for today. And we're gonna catch you guys later. Yes, the Discord, all that stuff. I said social medias. I count that in there. Social media. Anyway, we gotta go. No more talking. No more just mindless NPCs just staring at me blankly while we're talking. No, we're gonna go for real this time. I swear. I promise you. We're gonna end the stream any minute now. Just any minute now. Video's gonna be done, and then you guys are gonna go ahead and I'm gonna stop talking. Any minute now. We're getting close to it.
All right, nigga, let's go. What the fuck?
It should be super close.
Motherfucker.
Spam.